Oh, oops. I was trying to plug in my thing. But anyways, hand drawing tutorial, because usually this is what it looks like, and we don't like key. 1 second. Too much. No. We don't like key. No like key. I need to get it to 3. There we go. Anyways, back to what we are doing today. Hand drawing tutorial. I started this and then I couldn't pull up my reference image in time and I stopped. So, draw triangle, like that one. And then you should draw 2 circles like this, because hands have these 2 weird circle things on them. If you're drawing it from the outside, it's just the inside. And, brain fart now. Then you draw this thing. I don't know what to describe it, but a lobster claw. A single lobster claw to be the hand. And its thing. Then you make something like this. If you need a reference on how big hands are, just do something like that. And then we go to layer number 2, where we start outlining and precising these weird little shapes. It's to make it a little bit easier to draw. So just a slight. I'm gonna make the pinky thinner than I originally drew it. And then therefore I have to do this. And then you're going to do this. And then just, repeat smoothing it out for these 2. And then you take off this layer and you delete it. And then you start getting more into how the hand works. It's because the thumb usually is is the outline to the wrist. And I usually draw the wrists like really flat. I should probably make this smaller, but I really don't want to at the moment. And then, you just do another refinement. Just, if anything bugs you about this one, just fix it up. And then you just start doodling in a little bit. And I'm going to straighten it out a little bit because that, and then make the thumb like this. And I'm going to try and make it like this, a little bit flatter. Like that. So you can now take that off, and if you like it like this, start to add the details. If not, you can erase the stuff you don't like. Just do that. Like, I didn't really like how the connection point was looking, so I'm redoing it. And personally, I like to do this thing with the coloring and rendering, where first I bucket out that, and I just double check to make sure it doesn't cover everything, and with black at first, and then I like to do the really messy coloring because it's just peaceful. And I'm choosing my the generically chosen skin tone and my thick pen so I can color, because I really love to color messily. And then you can start rendering with your rendering pen. And I do it like this. first figure out where you want the light source to be coming from. I want it to be coming from above. No, wait, not above. From there, so the shadows are going that way. And I'm just realizing how weird the hand looks at the connection point again, so goodbye. Brush. Oh, wait, oop. Yeah, you can fix it up while you're coloring if you realize that something's not looking all that great. And also, just a reassurance, if you don't like something, you can change it. You should change it if you don't like something. And then we can start to add the details once you've gotten the base render. I call it the base render. Gosh, it's hot in my room. Okay, anyways. So, if you're going to add long nails, do that right now. Like this. And it might have, if you like to do it beforehand, I don't care. You do it beforehand, queen. Or king. Or monarch. Or hoe, if you like to call yourself a hoe. And just, do it like this. Little doodles. They look a little doodly. And that is the goal. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm on my, yep. There we go. Then just fix it up once you're finishing it up. Fixer-uppa. That was so bad. Could you guess it? Yeah. Anyways, you then fix it up a little bit, like that. And then you take that off and start erasing, and then you start delete, plus, what was I gonna do? Okay, right, there we go. Till you erase the white spots around here. And then if you notice a little obnoxion, like right there, there we go. And I'm just realizing what I forgot, because I knew I was forgetting something, I just didn't know what. And also, if you are doing this, look at your hand. And while drawing, even if you're drawing in a super unrealistic style, look at your freaking hand. And it will save you like 10 times the work. Or if you screw something up. This position is probably going to be with her. With the girl's thumb like bent, because that's how it looks. And yeah, like that. Then you just erase that little bit. You don't fill it in, you erase that little bit. And then you start coloring the beautiful nails. And you choose which one you want to color it, because there's 5 million options. You have literally every visible color at your disposal. Also, if you want to color it freaking cotton candy blue, actually, I'm going to go pull up a reference of cotton candy for this specifically. I have not written a script for this, by the way, if you couldn't tell at this point, because, I keep stuttering, most likely, and drawing it. But anyways, where's this? Skittles or I'm just going to choose this one because I'm pretty sure. Copy, bring it into Ibis Paint, and then we paste, allow paste, please, and check, and we move this layer up because that was a weird moment. But anyways, back to being whack. Eyedrop. And you just choose whichever one you want. Like I, at this point, want that one. And then I will be sprinkling in some little other ones. And then let me get this into you before you do something dumb, like I did while I was drawing myself Sona. After you finish up your messy coloring, grab the eraser tool, erase around the edges. Because if you take this, because you have to take this off to make a good background. And that doesn't cover up the hand. And also you have to not accidentally pull it up. Also, if you've been watching my recent long form videos and you're seeing like a little difference, it's because I got a new stylus. My old one was literally falling apart. Alright, within 3 weeks, and instead of getting the $2 Five Below ones, I got these are all going to break soon in Five Below ones because they're 50 cents a pop. And I'm getting a new one once I manage to get the money to get a new one. Or once I manage to bribe someone into getting me a new one, whichever comes first. Or it's because it is around Easter after all. And you know. Oh, like joking around about the Easter bunny. It's a thing I do with my friends. Also, I do get Easter bunny gifts. Yeah, I'm young. But anyways, it's off with the rambling. And next, delete, redo the render. Redo the fucking render. Or because I guarantee you it got destroyed by this. And yeah, you just do that until the cows come home. If you can't tell, my Nana was a big part of my life because I'm using till the cows come home unironically. And she's in her 70s, so her late 70s. Hopefully she doesn't die soon. That's not a good joke. Especially with Alex's grandma. Never mind. Okay, and then once you're doing this shadow, I would very highly recommend using an airbrush tool if you are a not traditional artist, digital artist. I forgot the word for digital for a second. I personally can do both, but I prefer digital because it has more colors and also more brushes. And also it's a little bit more accessible for me because I like the dark. I like the dark a lot. Anyways, if you want to add extra colory details, now is the freaking time. So, currently I want to add little details. Not that one either. Eyedropper. I want to add little details of this cotton candy thing in the middle. So, I'm just going to do this little whole thing, and I'm going to blur it once I finish, because I'm going to blur some of it once I finish to a light opacity. And then we are going to fix up this, because I'm just realizing how fat the thumb is. And I really don't like that. So we're fixing it up. Now, obviously, if you're making a character that has a bit more, that is a bit chubbier, or if you just like to draw your characters with bigger thumbs, it's fine. I just got bugged by it. Where is my main dip pen? There we go. Yeah, I have like 5 settings for dip pen. Because I just like the brush. It's a really nice one. And it's really smooth. And I like the smoother brushes on it. And if you like a more hand-drawn look on your digital art, I would very highly recommend instead and not using dip pen, and instead using like charcoal, the charcoal pencil one. And it's a really good one. And I'm just realizing the render over there don't make sense. Not 4, I meant 3. Yeah, the render one. That render didn't make sense. And actually, I'm wishing I did that. And brush. There we go. And now it's time for me to combine all the layers, which I understand if you don't do, especially if you're drawing animation. Never combine all the layers when you're doing animation. It makes like life 20 times more difficult. But if you're just doing a small drawing, what the fuck is over there? 1 second. And there we go. Transform. I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it in all its glorious look. Going to add a little bit more rendering on the knuckles. Just a little. Just a tiny little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna re-up the opacity and change to airbrush. Okay, yeah, it's too spindly. My name, my age, my favorite color, my side. To do I have a lover? No. What's my nationality? Some things that inspire me. My favorite food, my current shoe size. Yeah. Just realizing that when you up it, you also up the line weight of it, and I always forget that. But anyways, grab this. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna look up table cloth of stock image, because I don't want the vibrant red ones, but it's just when you're drawing a background that's very vague and you really, really don't like to redraw. Actually, I'm pretty sure that the background is fine without being here, but, 1 second. Airbrush particle L. Soften. Make pinker. Or magenta-er. Yeah, no. Okay, we're doing this. I wish we could do it like a gradient thing on Ibis Paint. If you know how to do that, please tell me in the comments. But anyways, we're going to try and look for some love pen. Don't do love pen. There we go. I really don't know what I want to do with this. Doesn't give the same. Slight opaque. Okay, yeah, there we go. And then change color. I'm going full tie-dye mode here. I'm having fun with the background. And yeah, when you're actually doing it, drawing a hand, first you should practice, and second, you shouldn't render or the knuckles like I did. Those are creepy. But yeah, I personally think it looks good, and I'm going to name it Hand. And practice. And I hope you guys liked it. Nope. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.